Well, before I begin my homily, I do want to make note of this envelope in the pews for the priest retirement. You might not know this because for 25 years, I almost never put them in the pews. We get about up to 17 different collections, sent to us from the Archdiocese to be put out in the pews. And I've always felt that it's just too much, a contest for this collection and that. So I just may just put it in the budget that we'll just give something to each one of them and let it go at that. And this way I don't have to talk about money very much. But with the priest retirement, the Archdiocese is doing something different this year. First of all, we get a pension. Hooray. And I collect mine when I'm 70. You have to be 70 to retire. So I got six more years. Yay. So and of course there's a retirement fund, there's a pension board, and every parish is assessed an amount of money every year to put into the pension fund. It also supports a priest, we call it the priest village, retirement village. It's a collection of condos on the grounds of Madonna University where a lot of the priests can live together. And they can have supper. There's a communal hall for supper together, and the rest of it, they have their private quarters, and the hospital's right there, so that's also very good. Because the thing is about priests, is that we don't have kids, we don't have grandkids, and the normal support system you would have when you are older isn't there. I mean, there's nieces and nephews, but they're not the same as, kids and grandkids. So to having that, what we call the priesthood village, is a wonderful way where priests don't have to be alone. They can have company, and they can visit, and they can socialize and play cards and stuff, and that's just very important. But what the diocese did is that they allowed us to take a collection for the pension fund. It's a bill we've already paid. What they're letting us do is they're letting us pass this out to reimburse the parish for the assessment, and guess what? This reimbursement is tax-free. So I'm just letting you know that if you're willing to give this to the pension fund, what you're helping us do, tax-free, is 100% give to the parish to reimburse us for the assessment that we already paid. Okay, enough about that. Our today's responsorial hymn, God has done great things for us. He has filled us with laughter and music. God has filled us with laughter. Laughter. The only saint I can really think of that probably enjoyed laughing was Francis of Assisi. He had a great sense of humor. Do you ever think about God having a sense of humor? Do you ever think about God laughing? That God up in heaven looking down upon something that just makes him so filled with joy that he laughs? I think it's true. I think it's very, very true. I think God has a fantastic sense of humor, and I think he does things that we may not be cognizant of until many years later to realize that, oh, I see what God was up to there. I'll give you an example of my own life, which at the time I had no idea what was going on, but I'm convinced today it was an example of God's sense of humor. I was in Arkansas, at the University of Arkansas, in law school at the time. And it was my second year there, and I was invited to a Halloween party. Well, you're in your 20s now, but you had to dress up. The rule was you had to wear a costume. And I didn't know what to do. I hadn't worn a costume for Halloween since I was a little kid. So I came upon the idea of asking my parish priest, Father Joe Paulo, if I could borrow one of his shirts and collars, because he was a big guy like me, so I know it fit in it. He said, sure. I went as a priest. Yeah, I went as a priest. I was having a blast. People were having fun with it too. I think I performed 4 marriages that party. But it was a ton of fun. And I didn't realize until years later, that was the last time I ever had gone to a Halloween party. I realized, my God was pulling a joke on me all along. He had seen my future, and he had decided to have a smile on it. When I look back on there, so God does smile. God does laugh. And God wants us all to have a little bit of joy in our life. And it's important to look for those signs because our God is a joyful God. Our God is a happy God. Our God wants to lift us up, and He knows we have our trials, and He knows we have our losses, and He knows we have our crosses. But if we stand firm in faith with God and we get to the heavenly kingdom, trust me, the heavenly kingdom isn't a place where everyone is bowing like this the whole time long. It's a place where people are having a great time, and I have no doubt a lot of wonderful laughter.